What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about Natty versus Enhanced. Now, this is not another video about Natty or Enhanced or half Natties or who's Natty, who's half Natty, who's Enhanced. This is Natty versus Enhanced. Okay. Ever since I was a younger guy, when I was starting to do bodybuilding, compete and stuff, there was a separation of guys that were natural and guys that were on drugs. And one thing I always noticed is the guys that were on drugs didn't really have the attitude of that they were better than the guys that were enhanced. And I never really realized why. Now, here's the situation. As a natural bodybuilder, and I hear this time and time again, I hear it all the fucking time. The natty guys will look at a guy and be like, you're talking about, say, wow, that guy gets some good gains, his shoulders really came up. And the natural guy will be like, it's because he's on drugs. I mean, of course he got fucking gains. He's taking drugs. He's on steroids. It's fucking easy for him to make gains. They'll say shit like that, or they'll say stuff like, when you see, a guy who looks really, really good on stage and he's full, he's hard, he's dry, they go, it's because he takes steroids. I mean, if I took steroids, I'd look like that too. Like, I look like this, okay? So, like, if I took steroids, just imagine how good I would look. You hear comments like that, and they're fucking ignorant-ass comments. It just makes them sound fucking stupid. And they don't even realize it sounds stupid. Essentially, they're just fucking jealous. They don't have a clue as to what steroids and growth hormone and all that stuff actually do. Now, on the flip side of the coin, you have guys that are on gear, and they'll look at, a natural guy, and they'll be like, wow, he fucking looks good, dude. Holy shit. Dude, his hamstring split is good. He's full. Could be a little dry or whatever. You never hear him say, anything negative other than maybe some tweaks that could change the way they look on the day of the show, or you actually see the guys who are enhanced trying to help the guys that are natty. Like, they'll give them advice. They'll say stuff like, you weren't lean enough for your show, so maybe, your diet could be a little bit tighter, or start dieting a little bit further out. And the natty guys, I'm not saying they're all like this, but I mean, a good majority of them are like, yeah, okay, And they don't listen. And all the time I get like, well, Jerry, does this, well, why should I take your advice? You were fucking used drugs for years, okay? This is not advice for natural guys, okay? And I'm just like, you fucking hammerheads don't get it. And the problem is natural guys have always been natural. They don't know anything fucking different. They look at the guys who are enhanced as we now live in a magical land of fucking unicorns and Pegasus, the flying fucking horse, and leprechauns and all kinds of fucking random shit and fairies and all this crazy stuff where fucking muscle growth just grows on trees, and you walk by the muscle growth tree and it just attaches itself to you, and you fucking get muscles, and there are beautiful women walking around attaching themselves to our arms, and we walk around with them on our arms, and they look at it as like it's so easy. You just walk by the growth tree and get growth. I watch them grow like crazy. And people will point to the fact that, well, Jerry, you can't say that steroids don't work because you gained 60 fucking pounds in 10 weeks on your first steroid cycle. Which is true, but that's not fucking normal. But what you got to look at is leading up to that cycle, what I was doing to my body. Now, I was as hardcore as you could fucking be into the sport at that point. I was all about bodybuilding, gains, fucking being the best I could be, progressing in the sport, trying to be a pro bodybuilder. And me and my training partner, Donnie, motherfucker, we would be in the gym for fucking 7 days a week, like 2 or 3 hours at a fucking clip. All right? And doing our cardio, and fucking, we're eating fucking foods like fucking chicken and fucking rice, and we were doing everything that we thought, but we're doing it to excess. So essentially, we overtrained the fuck out of our bodies like crazy, and didn't feed it enough. I mean, we slept enough, I think, but we weren't giving our bodies what it needed to grow. Period. When you take drugs, it flips that switch. It allows your body to recover faster. It uses proteins better. It uses carbs better. It uses fats better. So now all of a sudden, that training that we've been doing, it almost like, even though you're pushing just as hard, your body recovers faster. So now the gains start to come. It's like almost like slowing your metabolism down so that the calories work, but speeding up the metabolism of proteins so that your body builds muscle faster. So now, you have a situation that you're extremely overtrained, and when you take this juice, all of a sudden now you're not overtrained anymore. Your body starts to fucking grow based on the fact you've pounded the shit out of it for the last 4 years, and really haven't given it any rest. So now your body's like a sponge. It starts soaking up all those proteins and carbs and doing what they're supposed to do. On top of it, I probably was eating a little bit more because I was more hungry based on the fact that now my body was building more muscle. But at the same time, had I not been training for, killing myself like that for months and months and years, it wouldn't have worked like that. Now, Donnie, right before we had started the cycle, and I mean, like right as we started, got very sick. He got some kind of throat thing that was going on. He was out of the gym for like 2 weeks, okay? He wasn't eating very much. Essentially, he was home fucking resting. That's what he had to do for like 2 weeks. Now, during that 2 week time, I made a huge jump in body weight. He came back to the gym and was like, what the fuck, dude? You look freaky compared to the last time I saw you. His body and actually in the central nervous system, his muscles that have been allowed to recover without any more stimulus and the food. Therefore, he didn't gain as much as I did on that cycle. Or else, he probably would have gained a very similar amount than I did because we were training together and fucking dieting together. We were kicking ass in the gym together. So bottom line is, yes, the steroids worked, but what I did to my body naturally leading up to that was a fucking mess. I didn't know any better and practically fucking destroyed myself in the gym. Now, going back to the way that natural guys think, guys that are enhanced have been natural. And they know what it was like to train natural. They know what it was like to, fight for every ounce of every gain. They know what it feels like to train and diet natural. And when they switch over to the dark side, come to the dark side, whatever. When they come over to the dark side of drugs, using drugs, they realize, shit, it's not really that much different. You still have to fucking bust your ass. You still have to eat the food. You still have to recover. You still have to do all those things that you were doing when you were natural. It's just a different time frame that you recover. And you can actually train harder and recover faster and get better gains. So you're not going to fry your body as fast as you would if you were natural. The problem is the guys that are natural have never felt that. So they still perceive it as something magical happens when you start the drugs, even though it doesn't. So now they have a prejudice towards guys that are, and girls that are on drugs, figuring they have such an advantage, it's such an edge that it's so easy that they can't even comprehend what it's like to be natural. Well, the bottom line is you can't even comprehend what it is like to be enhanced, and you don't understand. So now you have that one side of naturals who are completely prejudiced against people that are on drugs, and the guys that are on drugs who actually feel like they understand what's going on to be natural. They know how to train on drugs. They know how to train not on drugs. They know how to diet on drugs. They know how to not diet on drugs. They know both ways. So when people come up and they go, well, Jerry, should I take the advice of someone that's enhanced? Yes, motherfucker, you should, because that guy has not been enhanced since he was born. He was enhanced when he decided to be enhanced, which means he trained natural for X amount of time and knows the difference. Should you take advice from someone who's only natural? Why should you? That person has limited knowledge compared to the other guy and cannot figure out how far the body can go because he's natural. He's never been any further. So therefore, he doesn't have the concepts down that the guy on drugs does. The guy on drugs has seen natural, not natural, and in between when you're trying to stop cannibalism, when you're off. The guy on drugs has seen everything. That makes him more knowledgeable than the guy who's just been natural his whole life. Makes sense? For Christ's sakes. So, for further advice, yes, it's fine to take fucking advice from the guys who are not natural. Matter of fact, they may give you some insight and help you with stuff that the natural fucking trainer wouldn't be able to do. Cool, right? Yeah. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is the blog, and where the natural, not natural bicep, listen to them anyways because they know what they're talking about, and we're out.